Hello everyone, welcome to Academy. As we have promised that we are going to come up with some special YouTube series for you as a value addition where your focus would be missed. So within that particular video, one particular section is Economic and Political Weekly. And as I've promised, every day at 7 p.m. we will be coming up with answer writing video, 8 p.m. Down to Earth, 9 p.m. Yojana Kurukshetra series, and 10 p.m. we would be coming up with Economic and Political Weekly. So we would be making sure that the articles which generally appear in this particular Economic and Political Weekly, we would try to analyze and we will put on our observations and certain observations which UPSC expects from you, and we will try to analyze the article and key data facts which are important for your UPSC preparation, and we will not go beyond the threshold limit which UPSC would be asking. Clear? See, for example, there shall be some unnecessary facts or data or articles which also would be published in such kind of articles. Here, this is the time where aspirants generally waste their lot of time. So here we are there to help you in precising the things and what all are the observations which you have to make. We would be helping you in this regard. We have divided the entire economic political magazine into smaller portions and smaller videos. We are making up smaller and smaller videos, as precise videos we can, so that anywhere within the less time of vacuum which you would be finding, you can listen to those particular videos. Clear? So, and we are starting this particular economic series, and this is an issue of volume 8, whereby it has been issued on February 24th, 2024. And within this particular aspect, if you see, so there has been an editorial which has been released, and the editorial name is called Abridged White Paper. So this particular word called as white paper was in news since February 1st. So when Nirmala Sitharamanji has placed this white paper in the interim budget, so exactly on February 9th, after a week of placing of interim budget, this issue of white paper came into picture. Actually, white paper is one particular instrument which any government, when it has ruled for certain span of time, which it has ruled, to showcase the aspects of growth, development, policy framework, schemes which have been implemented to develop different areas of sector. Government shall be introducing this particular white paper as such in general. So it's a string of instrument as such. So here the white paper was meant to inform Parliament and the nation, but this white paper has some contradictory as such. The white paper which was introduced during this particular February 8th and 9th season, this white paper which was introduced, it was mainly to inform the Parliament and the entire nation that what was the large of mess which NDA government inherited when it assumed office in 2014. What does it imply? It is stating that between the time frame of 2004 and 14, there was huge decraying of economic growth and development, and at that particular worst scenario in 2014, we took the charge, and from that particular aspect, we started growing up this particular economy. Generally, rather than showcasing the development which they have did in the last 10 years, they are prefounding that in 2014, when we have assumed charge, when we have overtook the administration, we have took the administration at a messy charge, and India government which inherited in 2014, that has came to picture at some messy situation which was there in the Indian economy, where there was huge amount of economic crisis during this particular situation. That is what the entire story of. Rather than showcasing the loopholes, or rather than showcasing their faults, or rather than showcasing their negatives or less growth rate or huge fiscal deficit which came into picture, this NDA government now has showcased this white paper presenting that and representing the economic degradement which happened between 2004 and 14. But once, if you want, you can go cross-check the facts and figures. The 2004 to 14, that is phase 1, and 2014 to 24 as of now is phase 2. If you check the facts and figures, that particular aspect of UPA government which was there, between 2004 and 14, more amount of economic benefits happened within this particular phase 1 itself rather than phase 2. For that, what NDA government is saying is, when UPA government came into picture in 2004, it was Atal Bihari Vajpayee government which has left out at very faster growth rate of economy at somewhere around GDP growth rate of 8%. That is the reason why Congress has accumulated some benefit out of the what actually that BJP led government has left in 2004. That is the reason why the facts and figures are showing positive in note to that of UPA government. But in showcasing with the developmental works which we have did in the last 10 years, we have took huge benefits and India has developed more and more. This is what the main course of concern is. That is what the white paper is about. So what is this word called as botched? Botched refers to some carelessness or some negligence of attitude which would be determining this word called as botched. So the white paper which was introduced, this white paper did not had any meaning. So there was something carelessness regarding with this particular white paper. That is what this particular article meant to. So the facts and figures, yes, during UPA government, we had huge amount of corruptions, huge amount of bankruptcy came into picture, insolvency cases came into picture, non-performing assets came into picture that has become high, and corruption cases went very high during the UPA government. But facts and figures are showing some opposite rate to this. So there is no necessity for you to remember those particular facts and figures. Just focus upon what white paper is. That is what your threshold limit is. Beyond that, there is no necessity to go. So what was the main objective of this particular white paper? We had some observations. What was the main objective which was there in the NDA government to showcase this white paper? That is what is required for your UPSC preparation for your GS paper 3. And I have made some observations as such. If you want, you can just go and read the entire article which is present in Economic and Political Weekly. But it is enough when you once cross-check these objectives or observations which I have made on that particular white paper as such. Clear? So what they want to say, what is their main objective in inserting this or placing this white paper is, they have informed about governance challenges which this NDA government has got in the last 10 years. So it is simply like, when I can't run, generally people have this whole and soul attitude. It is human psyche that when we can't hit a 6, clear, let's say we are playing a cricket and it is in the last over we have to hit 10 runs, you know, like, so what 10 run marne se, if we have lost the match, then rather than taking the response or rather than taking the responsibility of losing, what we would be doing is we would be blaming others. वो बॉल अच्छा नहीं था, बैट अच्छी नहीं थी, पिच बहुत गंदा बिहेव कर रहा था. इट इज नॉर्मल एटीट्यूड ऑफ जनरल गली क्रिकेटर. हम बचपन में क्रिकेट खेलते थे, हम ओपनिंग उतारते थे एंड फर्स्ट बॉल में बोल्ड होते थे एंड आके हम रीजनिंग देते थे. उसका रीजनिंग क्या था कि पिच अच्छा नहीं है, बॉल उल्टा सीधा है, ये लोग कुछ अलग से बॉलिंग डाल रहे, वेदर अच्छा नहीं है. मतलब यही रीजनिंग जो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स जैसा दिखा था मुझे, ये जो मैंने जब आर्टिकल पढ़ा था, सिंस आई वाज फॉलोइंग द एंटायर बजट, इंटरिम बजट फॉलो कर रहा था, व्हाइट पेपर को फॉलो कर रहा था, एंड दे हैव डिक्लेयर्ड, एनडीए थिंक्स दैट इट इज अ व्हाइट पेपर, कांग्रेस थिंक्स इट इज अ ब्लैक पेपर. नाउ ये दिमाग खराब होने की चीज है कि हम ब्लैक पेपर को सपोर्ट करें या व्हाइट पेपर को. एज वी आर यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट्स, वी शुड नॉट सपोर्ट एनी पेपर. वी हैव टू जस्ट सी व्हाई दे हैव टुक द स्टैंड एंड व्हाट इज द नेसेसिटी why they are going across this particular limit of white paper and black paper. See, here are some objectives. As I have said, there is a first challenge which they have mentioned, like informing governance challenges. Like in this particular aspect, if you see, they have said that white paper has aimed to elucidate the economic and fiscal crisis inherited by NDA government from preceding UPA administration. Clear? So whereby they are saying that the main aim of the government is to elucidate the crisis which this NDA government is doing from preceding the UPA administration which they have took. For instance, the data reveals that fiscal deficit jo bhi tha, clear, during the UPA era, it has surged from 2.5% to 6.5%. within the 10 years of their rule. So this is one particular governance challenge which they are showing in this particular white paper. This is one of the particular points which you have to focus upon. Along with that, if you notably see the second observation, highlighting the policy interventions. If you see, it seeks to elucidate the policies and measures implemented by the NDA government to address economic challenges and restore fiscal wealth. So whenever they are saying like what is this particular fact, why you have came across with this particular fiscal deficit and why you could not perform very much better in the last 10 years, they are saying that the policies and measures implementation by the NDA government to address economic challenges and restore financial wealth, this particular policy interventions which are there, they are highlighting these particular points. Notably, the white paper cites the implementation of goods and services tax. This is one particular important aspect, saying that, see, this particular GST tax regime which they have brought, that is also one of the reason why we are having this particular deflation of values, and insolvency and bankruptcy code which they have involved. These as significant reforms contributing to the economic stability. They are saying that these two reforms which they have brought in this particular economic situation in the last 10 years have boosted up the economy, and still there is much to grow in the economic growth rate. This is what their comment is. And one more aspect which I have observed is fostering informed debate. If you see, like by presenting a comprehensive analysis, the white paper aims to stimulate a wider and more informed discussions on matter of national interest and fiscal responsibilities. If you could see, for instance, like if you see, it provides detailed insights into impact of corruption scandals which has happened during UPA regime on economic governance and public trust. If you come across with this, they have also concentrated on certain aspects whereby they are saying that what amount of corruption aspects have took in place. So they are deliberately, it might not be deliberately, but seriously these interventions have happened. And one more observations which came into picture is like emphasizing national development. They have said like white paper echoes PM's Modi jo Prime Minister Modi jo hai, his call jo hai, commitment towards the national development. So this national development is going on continuously, and despite of the factual figures which are against them, this echoes of commitment towards the national development and economic growth, economic development, everything goes in a perfect rate. And the document emphasizes the importance of fiscal prudence and efficient governance in achieving the sustainable economic growth which is going to happen. So in charge of placing, they have explained, by placing the white paper, they have explained what their ambition is and what are the problems and challenges which they have faced from 2004 to 2014 in growing at very steep rate. They are saying that we have grown, but we have grown in a gentle way. We thought of growing in a steep way, and to grow in a steep way, we had come across with these problems which they have left out in 2014. But from now, we have stabilized the thing. We are going to have a growth, steep growth rate from now, as we have caught the point of where from which we have to fly. So this is what the aspect of entire white paper was. So no need to go beyond it. If you want, you can just go and read that particular Economic and Political Weekly article. You will find some facts and figures saying like during the UPA government, the liabilities to the GDP ratio was reduced by 14% of ratio to 52.2%. But under NDA government, from 52.2%, it has been increased to 5% of ratio, which of liabilities to the GDP ratio. So once go and cross check what is liabilities to GDP ratio. So probably there might be some question regarding with this aspect of liabilities towards the GDP ratio. Other than that, remembering the facts and figures doesn't make any sense because they on and often change as such. And once cross check who have said this as black paper as such, and why they have referred to as black paper. Might be a question, if there is any question which is going to come in prelims, that might be mostly from the white paper instance. In mains, if there is any question, the question would be from the white paper which was introduced during the interim budget of 2024. Like the opposition party referred it as black paper. So what kind of nature of black paper you have been seen in the presentation of white paper? So some kind of this white paper versus black paper वाला comparison आने का chances है. ऐसा नहीं कि आएगा ही, but आने का chances है. तो थोड़ा जब भी पढ़ेंगे आप, इसके ऊपर ज़्यादा कोशिश करिए ताकि आपको दिक्कत ना हो आंसर राइटिंग जो भी करेंगे, है ना। सो ये छोटा सा आर्टिकल था, इसको मैंने एलॉबरेट कर लिया, इतना अगर ऑब्जर्वेशंस हैं तो ठीक है। और बाकी जो एडिटोरियल्स है, बाकी जो आर्टिकल्स है, उसका ऑब्जर्वेशंस मैं बनाऊंगा हर दिन रात को 10 बजे। ये इकोनॉमिक एंड पॉलिटिकल वीकली का जो वीडियो है आपको एकम आईएएस एकेडमी प्लेटफॉर्म पे मिलेगा। हर दिन 7 बजे आंसर राइटिंग का होगा, 8 बजे एग्जैक्टली डाउन टू अर्थ का वीडियो मिलेगा आपको, 9 बजे आपको मिलेगा योजना एंड कुरुक्षेत्र वाला, 10 बजे आपको मिलेगा इकोनॉमिक पॉलिटिकल वीकली। Clear? So thank you for watching this, and we encourage your valuable feedbacks. Anything separately you want to make as a video, please do drop it in the comment section so that we can make a video for it. Thank you for watching this. Have an awesome day. Jai Hind.